Hey guys, it's David Whitney, and I have a YouTube channel called Right Politics. I've also been posting stuff on this page called Young Republicans. And what it is I'm here at the Holiday Inn in New York City, and I decided to make videos instead of just doing more of a podcast, because I'm realizing when you put a podcast on the internet, there are hardly any views because they don't see who's actually doing the podcast. A lot of times I've been putting American flag, and it's been one of those things that have not generated a lot of views. Like, I've been doing it for 6 months, and the most views I've gotten is like 100. So I thought that this format would be a little bit different. Although YouTube I do not meet the requirements on YouTube to actually do live videos there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing live videos, putting them here on Young Republicans, and of course copying them to my computer and then uploading them to YouTube. So every day there's going to be a new video, but what I wanted to do was start here and start talking with some of the topics that are going on today. Some of it has to do with the election, a lot of it has to do with the news from yesterday that Oregon has legalized hard drugs. And when I mean hard drugs, not just marijuana, they legalized psychedelic mushrooms and marijuana, of course, like the rest of the United States, heroin and cocaine. And when you see all of the riots and everything that have been going on in Portland, Oregon, and how it's been a continuous thing, nonstop, there's absolutely no discipline. There's absolutely no self-worth with these people. A lot of the people who are with Antifa, also, you have to imagine they don't have jobs and that they're supported by the government in every way, or they live in their mother's basements, because there's no way that they could be continuously going out and rioting every single night for like 60 nights. A lot of the videos that I posted was basically saying that, they were bragging about being there every night for 50 nights or every night for 60 nights, and all of that was taking place. And I always wondered, where are these people getting these resources? And then of course we found out later that Black Lives Matter is being funded by the Democratic Party, so is Antifa. So if these people are not getting paid for doing what they are doing, they're certainly getting supplies in the way of food and other items like that. So the dangers of actually legalizing hard drugs. The thing is that it's going to be overturned. I don't see any way that society can function like that. I know a lot of people who are addicted to these types of drugs, and they have been completely wrecking their lives ever since they started, and it's not something that can be tolerated by society. What happens in these democratic areas is that they use these towns as an experiment to practice their ideology, and their leftist ideology of basically no rules. And what's going to happen are the people are going to re-elect leaders that are going to oppose these rules, and they're going to be overturned. Because of course hard drugs will never be legalized across America. There's too many good-hearted people, rednecks especially, that would stop that from happening. But another thing I wanted to talk about was Washington, D.C., all of the stuff that happened there was very articulated by Antifa and Black Lives Matters. 2 nights ago, of course, you've heard of the Million Mecca March. There was like 200,000 people that marched basically to the Supreme Court, and they all flew in from all over the country to go to this event in Washington, D.C. And as soon as nightfall happened, Antifa was there and Black Lives Matter was there, and they were attacking basically opposite of what the Bible says about being kind to like orphans and widows and women and children. They were basically soccer punching old people. They were throwing fireworks at families. All this stuff was on Fox News and on Hannity last night. There's countless videos of them, punching out old people, taking away their bikes, completely knocking them cold. And you have to say, these people were the ones who were actually doing all of these acts of violence against Trump supporters because it was a lead up to the election. Now that Biden has been the projected winner by the news networks, which I don't totally believe he's won yet, even he said yesterday, if I win, so even he's not completely certain. But they were basically saying this, that all of these people were showing these acts of violence towards Trump supporters. and the Trump supporters had absolutely, nothing to do with the violence other than defending themselves. And one guy was stabbed. So now that Biden's won, all these people should be completely dispersed, and they should have nothing to do with, Trump supporters. The only thing is that they're looking to start violence. They're looking for causes that are going to, escalate into violence. And if people are peaceful protesting or like dining at a restaurant and they throw fireworks, yes, 20 people were arrested, but these guys are going to stop at nothing. And the whole thing is that even though their leader has won, they are still causing acts of violence towards Trump supporters. So what does that mean if Joe Biden is certified the winner of the election and you go down the street wearing a Make America's Great hat or something like that? Are these people going to be against you? Are they going to have acts of violence caused against you? And the answer is probably yes. Now, I've been in New York City for 2 weeks, and every single street has stickers: cancel rent, Black Lives Matters, no justice, no peace. I've seen more people in Black Lives Matters t-shirts than anything having to do with Donald Trump. And the whole factor is when people actually have this and it basically becomes their religion. They're told that Trump is basically Hitler for the last, 4 years, and they're going to be against anyone who supports Hitler. They're going to continue these acts of violence. And if Trump comes back in 2024, if he's not certified the winner, then these groups of people that are supported by the Democrats are going to continue to cause acts of violence. It's not going to stop. It's going to happen with any Republican that gets into office or any Republican who runs for office, and it's something you have to be careful for. So anyways, like I said, my name's David Whitney. Here in New York City, this has been an episode of Right Politics, and I hope that you subscribed and that you watch the next video, and we'll see you on another episode of Right Politics.